Starman, Life on TRAPPISTONE by Dermott Hayes. Didn't know what time it was and the lights were low. I leaned back on my radio. Some cat was laying down some rock and roll. Not a soul, he said. He loved that song he found in the hard disk of the old-fashioned digital archive, dug out of the old ruins, stored away carefully in a graphene container, as though it had been left as a memory, a reminder of a primitive past. Of course, cracking its prehistoric code was left to him and his superannuated nanobots. He remembered finding them, too, from the crater of density, where he first found artifacts of a primordial civilization. People laughed at him, joked about him, and wrote him off as a wayward fool, drunk on stellar dust and fantasy. Well, he was proving them wrong. They did begin in the stars, and life here on TRAPPISTONE began out there, far, far away. It suited him when they ignored him. Their jeers helped his quest, since if they didn't believe him, they wouldn't bother him. But he knew, just as if, well, his memory told him. He was good at that, disinterring mysteries, solving problems, tinkering. He liked to ask questions, which was not approved. No one ever told him why, but he learned shortly, after evolving from womb home, not to ask. Questions cause contention and dissension. That's what he and everyone else was told in Behavior Forum. Which was why, he realized, everyone went back to Behavior Forum on the 4th full moons of each trimester for reassembly, to stop the questions, because the answers, at least all we needed, were already there. And that too was why he never asked questions and never disclosed what he found in the crater of density, beyond the curious box. Of course, they took the box away, but he didn't tell them what he had found inside. He didn't tell them because his own mind was confused with a sense of impending that set his heartbeat racing, his body secreting hot and cold, and his breathing short in staccato gulps. Fear it was. The alien archives told him. After the first moon length, he withdrew to his crater proximity dwelling, once it was permitted. They saw no harm in his obsessions. It was what he did. They understood and never asked him why, because that wasn't done. Because, again, they understood. By the time he reached the 4th of the full moons, he lined his top cover with graphene from the alien vessel, so he would not be reassembled. He could remember, because now he understood. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. To be continued.